Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Joey Only Show, where I'm here to help save the world. You can always send me a tip if you got a tip of something unjust going on. Send me video footage or whatever. I appreciate that. Those of you who know how to contact me, at least, the offer's out to you. Okay, so my friend down there in the town of Chase, British Columbia, sent me an article to read this morning, and I found it kind of upsetting at first. And the more I dug into this character, who the article is about, the more disturbed I started getting. So I'm here to tell you today that Colin, the city councillor from Chase, British Columbia, is a goddamn racist, and I hate him.
Hey, outlaw country music fans. In Kamloops, BC, Joey Only in concert April 2nd.
Subscribe to the Joey Only Show. So Chase Council to form a steering committee for Truth and Reconciliation Day event, despite, it says heated, but it should say hated, opposition from one councillor who on Valentine's Day, this was published at 4 a.m. too. Can you imagine Luke Rempel's up at 4 a.m. being like, fucking Colin, Connett, typing away. So here on Castanet, we see this article. Chase will be moving ahead with plans to organize a steering committee for the Truth and Reconciliation Day to be held in Chase, despite opposition from Councillor Colin Connett. This big racist hypocrite. Oh, I'm going to show him up. You'll find out. So Connett said he believes truth and reconciliation activities are being pushed by white liberals and cost too much money. You see, the thing is, Colin Connett really cares about money. And that's just how all these fucking guys are. Is what they do is they try to frame everything into like financial terms and business terms. But really what it is just like, you know, if it's something that they don't like because they're racist, then it's too expensive. But it's something that they do like, well, then that's, So, like, basically, they just try to use economics to do the bidding of their racism without having to say the racist thing that, well, why am I saying this, Joey? Because Colin Connett doesn't care about money that much. Eagle Valley News. What's this one here? January 15th, 2026. Village of Chase Council approves first raise in 2 years. For the first time in 2 years, they're going to get some more. And here's Colin Connett right there, this short little stubby motherfucker in the military coat. He's the one who has voted. So they're getting an extra $292. And councilors an extra $200 over the year. Okay. I thought I had something here. The mayor will receive a stipend of $14,000 while councillors get $10,000. But still, what is that? So that's $200 a piece. There's 5 of them in this picture. There's $1,000 right for this. 5 of them and a couple more councillors. Okay, well, you're getting the picture here. If you don't have money for, a Truth and Reconciliation Day, which I don't think is probably going to cost that much money, I mean, I could do a lot on a day like that with a budget of $1,000. I'm just saying, okay? So like the money thing is code for I'm racist and I don't like it, so I'm going to pretend that it costs too much. I think it's funny. Always like, the white liberals, like people in British Columbia, Alberta, they don't even know what liberalism is. They don't even know what it means. They don't they just know that if you say that word, they instantly froth at the mouth. It's like the Pavlov bell. Ding, 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 ding. All right, so they have a steering committee they're going to put together, despite Colin Connett disagreeing. Adams Lake Indian Band, Nisconlith, Squilax, Shequetmkulu, Sun Peaks, and Salmon Arm are all expected to be invited to be part of the steering committee. But Colin Connett was the lone councillor opposing the planning of the event. I'm absolutely against this, he said. If you go online and ask how much this has cost the taxpayers of Canada, it's in the billions. He just makes fucking numbers up. It's like people are going to get together in a park and have a day, maybe have a band and some people hitting drums, but billions of dollars, enough is enough. Oh, I do not agree with flags on the school or with crosswalks or shit on the wall, he said. What a fucking total stooge. I mean, like, honestly, are you still looking at old guys like Colin Connett and thinking that these are people that stand for something truthful or meaningful? Like, all they are about is destroying things they don't like. Like, I have an underlying series of principles that doesn't change no matter what the situation is. So I can, like, take that situation, plug my, moral code into it and be like, okay, well, this is how I think. This is how I react. Connett also challenged any councillors who voted in favor to donate 2 weeks of their stipend. Connett, who just voted to pay himself more. I mean, and not a great deal, but still, this is the guy who's complaining about money and saying other councillors can donate their stipend for 2 weeks, regardless of the fact that he just voted to give himself more money. So there's not more money for the community. He doesn't want to take into consideration that there's a large number of people in the Chase region who are First Nations. You got like multiple reserves right there. Adams Lake, you got Shaquem territory there of Nisconlith just down the road on both sides of the river. You know, there's a lot of Native people around, you know, like, dude, that's part of your community. Your community. You're a councillor, a town councillor who represents a community. And this is the demographic of the place you have, whether or not you fucking like it, Colin. You know, we got a place for people like you. We have a place. If you don't like it, we got a place you can go. It's called the United fucking States. And I'll take my stipend and I'll donate that to an organization in Chase and I'll bring the receipt. They always say they'll donate to something, but then they never do because they don't actually believe in helping people. Councillor Dan Stevens said he would happily donate his stipend. You know, of course, like he says, in our work, understanding local nations and history is not optional. Having compassion and connection to your community, recognizing that the people in your community are maybe different than you, but they're not bad, and that we should work together and try to have, you know, a community-minded event that maybe could bring everybody together and try to increase some understanding. It's part of making informed and respectful decisions about land, infrastructure, and community planning. I don't think there's a debate here. Of course, Colin could probably stand to go to an event that might teach him something about understanding. Steven says, I think it's so important for relationship building and moving forward in a good direction, and it's about equality at the end of the day. Not for Colin, though, but Councillor Fred Torbolm says the motion was putting committee together to organize the event rather than committing village funds towards anything. So this is the thing, is like, that's not even, there's no money involved in putting a volunteer committee together. This is a guy who's screaming about money when there is no money involved in putting together a group to talk about having an event. I think it's going to be awesome for us to be in the committee, and remember that it'll be collaborative, said Councillor Jane Herman. It doesn't have to cost the taxpayers a Chase a lot of money. We're going to work together. But Collins is just convinced. He's unswayed. He's like, no, it's going to cost money. It's the white people that are pushing this. It's the liberals. It's the white people. It's the fucking liberals. Go to America, you maggot. Fuck off already. We're so sick of fucking whining, bitching people like you trying to shit on everything fucking good we're trying to do in our communities. Just saying. Billions! They're spending billions to stand in parks and talk about issues. They're spending billions on crosswalks. I like Stevens, though. He says the vote that he made was based on how he lives his life. So his principles actually matter. When David Lepso, the mayor, says the event was an opportunity for everyone to figure out how to work together, Colin. You could have maybe used an event like this. Maybe you should be fucking mandated to go to an event like this, like every day, every event like this in British Columbia for the next year. Clockwork Orange, you know. Look at it, Colin. Do you see, Colin? We're both living in the same area of Canada. Chase, we need to figure out how to work together. Nobody's leaving. What do you mean nobody's leaving? That's native land. You're on their land, okay? They're not leaving. If anyone's leaving, you are. You can go to America, people like Colin. Okay, well, this isn't the first time. Let's go back 2 years to September 26, 2023 there. Oh, down there in Shaquem. From Indigi News, Chase Council revisits decision to vote down Every Child Matters crosswalk after community pushback. They voted down a crosswalk that says Every Child Matters. What is fucking wrong with you? You're so ideologically insane. You can't even say Every Child Matters. It's like these maggots, too. They're all like, what about the children? What about the children? What about the children? Then it turns out that the people doing all the rape and killing and murder and stealing of children are the fucking maggots. And then they're like, oh, we love Trump. It's so detached. So in Shaquem, residents are pushing back against local governments after councillors shut down a motion back then to paint Every Child Matters on it. It's going to cost millions of dollars. That's why we've had enough of this. There's the fucking white liberals, you know, the billions of fucking dollars, you know, the fucking billions of dollars. The proposal would have cost $625. I'm sure if they did a bottle drive, they could have rounded up the money to do it. It was defeated, though, on September 12th, 2023, after 2 councillors voted against it. You know, they're gonna revisit it. It's being brought back by Mayor David Lepso, who seems to be like someone who's okay. Ashton Sweetnam, a 37-year-old resident, says it speaks loudly about the attitude of council members in respect to truth and reconciliation. They say, I've been in touch with some individuals and members in Chase Community members are appropriately outraged by the situation, so we're making plans to go back. Now, where does the Colin come into it? Right here. So that would have cost $625 for each participating community to get this done, okay? They would have had a couple around, okay? Village of Chase council meeting. There was discussion, though, about maintenance costs and threats of vandalism and comparing the surrounding communities. They don't have a crosswalk. If they don't have one, we can't have. It's like no one will ever have a crosswalk because someone has to be the first one to fucking do it. And everyone's going to say, well, no one else has one. This is how stupid humans are. They just go in circles, man. And being a person who's always been out there, always been creative, always been ahead of my time. I've always been ahead of my time. And like 3 years later, people catch up. And they're like, oh, wow, actually, I like that now. Well, like, fuck, you should have had some principles. Fred Torbohm and Councillor Colin Connett defeated the motion. Adams Lake Indian Band, Lynn Canoris, Duck Chief, published a statement in which she called the decision very upsetting, in particular the message it sends to children, youth, and intergenerational survivors, as well as residential school survivor systems themselves. I mean, even if you just like for a minute turned off, your belligerent inability to let go of the denial you have around residential schools. I know you can't accept that this actually happened and we actually did this to Native people and it's not long history, that there's people alive right now who are still suffering with the memory of this. If we just took all that away and just put the slogan, every child matters, up, and just take that slogan as it is, detach it from all those other things and tell me, is there any reason you wouldn't want to have that slogan in your community, that your children see that? Now let's add residential schools back into it. And now not only do every kid out there can see it, but now Native people themselves can see it. And they realize as they grow up that they matter. They have a place in this community. They have a place in this society. This is him right here, by the way. You can send him a message at colin.connett. That's got 2 N's and 2 T's at chasebc.ca. Send the guy a message and let him know that you think his outward racism, his pretending that it's just about money is total horse shit. If you care about money, you wouldn't give yourself a raise, Colin, you goddamn hypocrite. Oh, but if it is money, don't worry. Colin Connett. I mean, here we go. You could have a new weed store, put some property tax down there on them, and take some money into the coffers. But, actually, no. Colin Connett's against that, too. He's against weed, even if it makes money. It's all ideological with these fucking people, and I'm sick of them. They're like poison. Okay, subscribe. I got so much more to say today. Royalty. Prince Andrew's been arrested for his connection to the Epstein file. And yet, Trump continues to walk. He's not just walking free. He's like a level beyond free, where he's basically allowed to destroy planet Earth. That's like beyond freedom. Okay, we'll see you next time. Take off, you hosers.